Hello and welcome to the first video in our new series on key performance indicators. These are going to be produced in short, bite-sized episodes of around 10 minutes each, easy to fit into the busy routines of our target audience of business leaders and business improvement specialists. The wider course will form an effective programme of training and development in KPIs and their use. The modules will take the viewer from a basic general understanding of performance measurement through to a pretty high level of capability in understanding measurement and management needs, deciding on which business activities should be measured, and then on to how to select, design, introduce, and then get the most out of KPIs specifically suited to your business aspirations. This first video forms an initial introduction to the topic, looking at what KPIs are and what they are for, and how these fit within the wider range of measurement and performance management options available to businesses. We will discuss the relationship between measurement, data, performance metrics, and finally KPIs and their specific context and purpose within business. My name is Carl, and I'm a business improvement greybeard. Within most businesses, and even within most business areas and departments, there are no shortage of demands on business leaders and plates for them to keep spinning. If we are interested in improving our business performance, we need to get a few things clearly understood before we start improvement. In the main, these are considerations relating to the context of the business activity we are responsible for as leaders, and the needs and expectations we are expected to deliver against. In essence, we need to know where we fit, what we need to do, and what good looks like in the doing of it. We will explore this context setting in more detail in our next video in the KPI expert course. But for now, it's enough to say that a KPI carries that king of the hill role in showing how we are performing against those things that matter the most to our business and on which we are reliant on achieving if we are to succeed in our business objective. So what exactly are KPIs? Well, firstly, KPI is obviously an acronym standing for Key Performance Indicators. The key is suggesting that these are the most important things we have that need to be looked after. These should be the essence of success, the things that if we can deliver them, we have achieved all of our business objectives and business aspirations. The performance, because they are objective measures of those key areas of business activity or outcome that represent success. They measure how we are doing in terms that are unambiguous and easily understood by all those who need to play a part in their achievement. And finally, indicators, since they should illustrate how our current level of performance or progress relates to the outcome or objectives that we are trying to achieve. They should clearly show where we stand relative to our aspirations and whether our progress is on track to achieve our ambitions within the specified timetables. In order to better understand the significance of KPIs within our businesses, it's probably worthwhile first taking a step back and starting by considering their origin in the basic building blocks of performance management and measurement of activities. Almost anything we do or achieve within our business activities can be measured. This could be the number of things we produce, the number of customers through the door, the time it takes to do a task, whether or not it was completed correctly or on time. We could physically measure the weight or dimensions of an item, for example, a cake or a mechanical component, or we can ask people's opinion of our business or the services or products they've received. These measures can be quantitative, meaning they can be measured or counted in objective units. For example, the cake measured 10 ounces or 300 grams, or they could be qualitative, perhaps relating to a subjective opinion of how the cake tasted or looked. Whenever we use a measurement, we generate data, although this data within businesses isn't always recorded and even less often is fully exploited. And that's where our performance measures and KPIs come in. As businesses mature, and indeed as business management science has matured, there's an increasing opportunity to get more out of the data generated by our measurements. So in the cake shop example, we could measure how much each cake weighs or the number of cakes sold each day. If we decide that we will measure these things indefinitely, those measurements then become a performance measure. And the data we generate starts to provide information about our activities or performance. For example, the information on how many cakes we sell each day can then be used to make decisions about how many cakes to produce. Maybe we need to look a little deeper and look at the maximum and minimum sales each day, or at whether the sales are cyclical, with weekends perhaps performing differently than weekdays. Are our sales increasing or decreasing over time? All this is useful information to help us then plan our business operations effectively. So in this example, to ensure that we don't run out of cakes to sell, whilst not making too much product that then remains unsold. As we develop further, we might start to consider combining our performance measurement data into more complex performance metrics. A metric, generally, is considered to be a compound measure, such as a rate or a factor, derived from our direct measurements. An example of this might be the conversion rate of customers coming into our shop and making a purchase, or the amount spent by the average customer, or the percentage of cakes that are sold each day. A strong suite of performance measures and metrics, providing a good level of oversight and intelligence, will provide usable intelligence on how our work activities are going and how we are performing. Amongst these measures and metrics should be a select critical few that truly represent the difference between success and failure. These would represent our KPIs and show our performance not just in a trend against time, but also compared against the absolute requirement or ambition, the target given the context for our achieved performance. We can then go into further subdivisions or further types of KPIs, and we could look at key business enablers, key risk indicators, or key business indicators. Before we finish, do please take the time to click on the subscribe button. It's free, but it will help you find our future videos more easily in future. If you do subscribe, then also please mention this in the comments below, and I will get back to you with a hello. I'm keen to build a community of like-minded people on the channel who are interested in learning more about leadership or business improvement best practice. If there's anything in particular that you're interested in seeing more on, then please just mention this in the comments too, and I'll prioritise the areas that are getting the biggest demand. After more than 30 years in the field of business improvement and leadership, I have a pretty decent breadth of experience in management best practice, good deployment examples and anecdotes that I'd be more than happy to share with you. So, to summarise what we've covered in this introduction video, KPIs are critical to the adoption of a state-of-the-art management practice within any business. The performance measurement and management arena, though, can be a little confusing, with lots of ambiguity out there between performance measures, performance metrics, KPIs, and the other business reporting measures. Good guidance can be quite hard to find, particularly in the areas of what we should measure, how we should measure it, and why, particularly if we're trying to answer those questions for our own particular business needs. So we certainly hope that this course will help provide that good practice guidance and help you proceed with skill and confidence as you develop and adopt KPIs to help you drive success in your own careers and in your business ventures. In the next part of these videos, we will expand on this introduction with an exploration into what makes for a good KPI. And we'll also look at some of the guidance on why the various elements of good practice in KPIs are so important. So goodbye for now, and I look forward to seeing you on our next video.
We do hope you found today's video interesting and informative. If you did, please click the like and subscribe buttons below. This really helps in getting our videos prioritized and found. Thank you and ciao, the Greybeard Academy.